are y'all doing this evening? My name is Tony Williams. I am the SNAP-Net assistant here at the Hardin County Extension Office. And today is our kickoff day for the dinner table project. And as you can see, it's a lot of little stuff going on over here. But we want you to tune in, have fun, and this will be a very joyous event. So I'm going to turn it over to Cherries, and I'm going to slide on out the way.
Good evening, good evening. We know and realize you would probably not be wearing the masks at home, but we are here at the Extension Office, so we are doing what is required. So please bear with us, and I hope you can hear. But we are, and today, as Ms. Tony was saying, starting the dinner table project. Your students in Group B received this box today, along with the newsletter explaining the dinner table project. We are going to do this every Tuesday. Tonight, Ms. Clark has graciously decided that she can come here and share a recipe of hers, which is a vegetarian spaghetti. We also have with us tonight Miss Edlin. She's going to be reading some poems that, did you say our students?
Our students wrote.
Our students wrote. So what we plan on having the agenda for the night being, Ms. Clark will start with preparing and cooking the meal. Hopefully you'll be cooking right along with us. Then as it's simmering or baking or however she has it done, Miss Shannon Edlin will then read some poems. And I have an activity that we would call moon sand, which you can do tonight or at some other point. So thank you for joining us. I will now turn this over to Miss Clark.
The first thing we're going to need this evening is a big pot of boiling water. So go ahead and get yourself a big pot and fill it up with water and put it on a burner on high so it can get to boiling. And I like to put a little bit of olive oil in my water so that when you cook your pasta, it doesn't stick together. So if you do, just put a little olive oil in there and let that water just boil on that back burner while we get busy doing some other stuff, okay? Then you're gonna need to make sure you have your box of pasta, whatever kind you're gonna cook with. It can be spaghetti noodles or it can be any other kind of pasta because the sauce we're making goes great on any kind of noodle, okay? Then you need your sauce, obviously, so whatever kind of sauce you're gonna have. You need some olive oil to cook the vegetables in. You're gonna need some butter for our garlic bread because you know that's gonna make it really yummy, or some margarine if you like margarine better. You need garlic powder or garlic salt. And then for your vegetables, you need some mushrooms, zucchini, bell pepper, and onion. And you don't have to use all of those. If you have some picky eaters in your family that don't like mushrooms or don't like zucchini or whatever it is, just take out that ingredient you don't like and we'll be good to go. So I'm going to have Miss Edlin come over here and she's going to help me by stirring in my pot. So Miss Edlin's going to be my school family member tonight, and we are school family members. So I'm going to have her help by stirring. But if you have a child that's over the age of probably 7 or 8 that's responsible around the stove that you feel like could help you stir, that's probably a good place for them to help out. And that's usually what I have my kiddos do at home, is just help stir in the pot. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little oil in here. We're going to heat this pot on like a medium heat. We don't want it to be too hot because it'll burn the vegetables and that would not taste good in our spaghetti sauce. And we're going to start chopping these things up and get them in the pot to cook. Okay. Now, while maybe Miss Edlin, while I chop a little bit, maybe we could hear one of those awesome poems from our Lakewood students who've been writing about spaghetti, I think. Is that right?
They have indeed. They've been inspired by the Family Dinner Project. My name is Shannon Edlin. I'm the reading interventionist at Lakewood Elementary. And I want to share some poems that some of our second graders, some of our fourth graders, and some of our fifth graders shared with me. This one is from Ashley in fifth grade. She really got into using her senses when she was writing her poem. It says, spaghetti tastes delicious. Spaghetti smells good. Spaghetti feels squishy. Spaghetti looks messy. Spaghetti sounds bubbly. And we're getting ready to bubble some spaghetti here tonight. And next I have one about pizza. So the theme was just Italian cuisine, evidently. Perfectly cheesy, incredibly crispy crust, zesty tomato sauce, zingy pepperoni, amazingly delicious. And we have artwork here to go along with this acrostic poem. It's really nice. Next, Kristen in 5th grade, she shared an acrostic with the word spaghetti. Stupendous food. Polpette is the Italian name for meatball. She got fancy on me there.
Whoa.
An amazing homemade meal. Greatest Italian food ever. Extraordinary. The most popular food in my family. The best kind of noodle. Italian cuisine. And she drew some spaghetti on a fork here.
Very cool, Kristen.
Really neat.
Awesome job. All right, Miss Elon, I think we're ready to start stirring some of these veggies if you're ready.
I am
Are
ready.
you ready to go?
Stir it
I'm
up.
gonna start with the peppers and the onions first because they take a little bit longer to cook than the mushrooms and the zucchini. And if I get a little bit of mushroom and zucchini in there too, that's okay. Now you're gonna notice that Miss Clark is not real good about measuring stuff. Okay, and that's all right. That's just my cooking style. I don't measure that much, but that's okay. But generally what I'm doing here is I'm using like a bell pepper, just like the regular size bell pepper. It's not a giant one or anything. Used a medium sized zucchini. And then I bought, a thing of mushrooms, like a small thing of mushrooms. We're just putting those in there. So I'm not really measuring any of my vegetables because I'm just using the whole thing. Okay. And we're just going to go from there. And then on an onion, for this recipe, I kind of want to do like a small onion because I don't want the onion to be the only thing that we taste. And all I had at home today was a medium onion, so I'm choosing half of it. So that's my measuring for today. It's not going to be real scientific or anything. When we get to some of the other stuff, we might get a little more scientific with our measuring. But you just want to stir those in that olive oil on that medium high heat until they start to get a little caramelized, maybe even like see-through on those onions. We're going to throw all these in there, though, like the Swedish chef would, just throwing vegetables around
Throw them in.
the kitchen. We're throwing them in there. All right. So Miss Elan's going to keep stirring those.
Mhm.
I'm going to come over here and see what's going on with our boiling water. It's probably getting close to, it's getting close. It's got a lot of water in there, so it's going to take a little while to get hot, I'm sure. Okay?
So that's a special thing to always remember, to wait till the water's boiling before you add your noodles.
Oh, yes. While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to go ahead and start chopping up my bread for my garlic bread. Because I bought a loaf of bread that's not sliced. But you know what I use at home actually when I make garlic bread? And we're just really wanting some garlic bread. I use like old hot dog buns.
That works.
Man, you just cut them things in half and they are just the perfect size for some garlic bread. So we're going to slice up our bread and try to make it, pretty even slices. Like that. Little slices of bread.
While she slices the bread, I have a poem here from Miss Holder's 2nd grade B Day group.
All right.
And they worked together to write a poem about spaghetti, an acrostic. It says sauce, pasta, all the meatballs, garlic bread, hot, eating, toast, Texas toast. And then they end with the sentence, I love spaghetti.
Yeah, that's a good acrostic poem. And acrostic poems are so fun because you can just, you can write one anytime. You just have to write the word down the side of a page.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people like to do them with their name. That's always fun.
That's popular in
Yeah.
elementary school especially.
Yep, we do that quite a bit. So I'm gonna add a little bit more oil to that, let's see,
Okay.
because it's looking a little dry. So we'll get that added back in there. We're about ready to do these spaghetti noodles, I hope. Okay. And when you do your spaghetti noodles, you can put them in there whole, or you can break them in half. Either way works.
We have some more poems, just a few more left. These are from Miss Ice and Miss Pike's 4th grade students. This one, ooh, perfect. It's about bread.
Oh, well, you
Well,
can't get any better
here
than
we
that.
This is in our future, people. Bread.
Bread, garlic bread, it's coming.
Baked to perfection, really crunchy. Extra cheese and garlic, and delicious pasta. Sounds like a meal. And we're working on some sauce tonight. The sauce acrostic says soupy, always yummy, usually messy, chunky, and everyone enjoys it.
These are about ready. They're nice and soft, and they're ready to add the sauce in. Now, if you like salt and pepper, you can put some salt and pepper on those veggies if you want to give them a little extra flavor. But, I'm more of a purist with my vegetables, so I'm going to leave them like that. There they are. Just add that sauce in there. She's going to stir that up, and we're just going to turn that way down to low. We're going to make some garlic bread. I make garlic bread on the stovetop, so I don't have to get anything else. I usually make it in the same pan that I made the sauce in, because I go ahead and pour it on my noodles.
Sounds good.
But that's okay. We're gonna improvise today. And we're gonna get this pan. We're gonna fill it up with some butter and some garlic powder or garlic salt. And then we're gonna put the bread in there and toast it inside this lovely pan. So, like I said, you can do that even with hot dog buns. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I just happened to buy this loaf of dollar bread here at I think it was at Kroger this weekend, and we're going with that. But it works. So we're gonna get this butter melted and add that in. Now, Miss Cheris, while we're finishing up this cooking, do you think it would be a good idea to go ahead and make that moon sand real quick?
Hey, hello. Are you ready to get messy? I would wait till after dinner to do this. Okay. Miss Donna, can you make sure I'm getting the recipe correct and hand me that? Because I'm pretty sure it is a cup of cornstarch. This is a massive amount of cornstarch. I doubt anyone has this at their house. Correct, yes. But if you do, then hey, you're going to get a big bunch of wonderful moon sand. So I would get a bowl. You're going to need hair conditioner, any kind of hair conditioner. But I will tell you, the nicer smelling, then the more aromatic it will be. Okay, so as I look at the recipe, and it's always good to double check recipes before you actually start, because when it comes to this activity here, for example, I made a mistake and did not put the proper ingredients of one, and it didn't turn out so well. So what you need is 1 cup of cornstarch. So we've got 1 cup of cornstarch we need to add to a bowl. All right, this is where it gets messy. All right, here's 1 cup. Put that in. Then you're going to want a 1/2 cup of conditioner. So here's my 1/2 cup. I would also keep these close to you, because as you mix, you may want to add a little bit of whatever you think you need. Moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, you probably can figure out what you may need more or less of. But here is my 1/2 cup of conditioner. Voila. Oh, don't eat this. This is not edible. Okay. Miss Donna, which, by the way, Miss Donna Probst is here. She's the FRC out at Cecilia Valley. And she is helping me and all of us out this evening. And next week, Cecilia Valley will be making white chili, I think it's called. White bean chili. White chili.
So you will be getting that ingredient list at the end of the night or by tomorrow. If you have food coloring, you would want to put it in there at this time. But you just take it and mix it all up in here. And Miss Donna, oh, never mind, you already brought it. Okay, you can see I'm mixing it up, and it's going to take some time to mix. So this is a good time as a family to talk about things, about how their day went. And I would use open-ended questions like,
what was really good about today? Instead of, did you have a good day? Well, what was challenging today? Or what was your favorite subject today? Anything that opens up conversation amongst you and your kids, because they want to know how your day went as well. So any kind of conversation is what this is, dinner table recipe night, dinner table project is all about. Okay, as you can see, I've mixed this up in here. And I can tell you right now that I need more cornstarch. That's why I've got such a big bucket. All right, so I'm going to put it in here, scatter it in. And I'm just going to continue to mix. And depending, like I said, depending on the conditioner that you have, I've got Tresemme here, and I tell you, it smells super good. And your hands, once this gets to the texture and mixture that you want, will smell fabulous. Now it's still sticky, but if I pick it up and add more of the cornstarch to it, I then will be able to kind of massage it with my hands, and I will be able to tell better what is going to give it the best texture. There you go. You got what? You have homemade moon sand. You can then put this in a Ziploc bag, use it later. And this is like from 2 weeks ago, before fall break. And this is with blue. See? There you go. You can make a castle with it or whatever you want. So anyway, toodaloo to the moon sand making edition.
For garlic bread, all we're doing is we're putting a big old plop of butter in a hot frying pan, okay? And then I'm just sprinkling some of my garlic powder in there with the butter, just to give it that yummy garlic smell and taste. That's really garlicky smelling in here right now, isn't it, Miss Evelyn?
It is.
It is.
We like it.
Yep. And then once my butter's melted and I got that garlic in there, just gonna lay those pieces of bread down into that yummy garlic butter and let it sit on the stove for just a couple seconds. Flip it over. If you want to add more butter because you like really buttery bread, you can certainly do that. And then we're gonna let Miss Evelyn add some noodles to the boiling water. That is finally somewhat boiling, and we're just gonna go with it.
It's starting to boil. All
We're gonna
right.
put the lid off while we boil the noodles. I want to see what happens.
Okay, so Miss Clark and I both like to break our spaghetti noodles,
Yep.
and that's the route I'm going to go here. Try not to make a mess, but anyway, it just makes it easier to eat that way, especially when you have little children at home having supper with you.
Yep.
Easier to get it on their fork.
I always like watching kids who just lost their front teeth eat spaghetti.
Oh, I have one of those at home.
Yeah, you
Yes,
do
I
right now,
do.
don't you? I've got a first grader that's probably in that stage of life of
Definitely.
losing those front teeth. I'm on the right. He's
Yeah.
You're fine. You're right. Mom, give these bread before it burns. Flip that over. Oh yeah. So you can see that the bread, it gets kind of brown and buttery. And if you want that brown butteriness on the other side, just add a little bit more butter to the pan. That's all it takes. Then you have some yummy garlic bread. And it's really fast and easy, as you can see. All right, we're gonna finish up cooking up our spaghetti here. Pretty much all that's left to do for this dinner is get these noodles ready. And then we're gonna put the noodles down and dump this really pretty marinara. See how colorful that is with all those yummy vegetables in there.
Delicious.
And so we're going to enjoy some spaghetti here in a few minutes. We hope your family has some fun enjoying your dinner this evening. And like Miss Chira said, when we're at the dinner table, if you have your little box that you got from Communicare today, put everybody's devices in there except for the one you're watching this on, obviously. And put those away and have some conversation at the table tonight. There's some great conversation starters. We're going to put those on the website. And she gave you a couple ideas too. Make sure you ask open-ended questions. Like, what's the funniest thing that happened to you at school today? Be specific, but also open-ended so that they can't just say yes or no, because we know that's what the kids like to do when you ask about their school day, or good or bad. We don't want them to answer that way. All right. Anybody else have anything else they want to share this evening?
Yes.
All right.
While everything's simmering and getting ready, Miss Tony is willing to come out here and talk about maybe some ways that you can save budgeting when you're grocery shopping. We can always save money, especially with the holidays coming up. So I'm going to turn this over to Miss Tony Williams.
Okay, I am back. And some of the few tips that I wanted to share is when you're out grocery shopping is to never go grocery shopping home, because you always come out with stuff that you did not intend it to bring back home. Also, when you're out shopping, we all make a list when we're at home, but do we stick to that list? Sometimes, yeah, sometimes, no. But it's good to have a list when you're at the grocery store shopping. Also, buying fruits and vegetables in season will help to cut the cost also. And then if you don't have a big family, and like with the bell peppers and onions, you can also buy the frozen ones too, and then whatever you don't use, you can put it back in the freezer for a later date. Going grocery shopping can be tricky at times, so you really want to pay attention to what's on sale. Sometimes, you might have to buy generic, but then sometimes generic is always not a good quality for when you are cooking, and you don't know if the family is going to like the taste of it. So just buy 1 or 2 generic items to see if they would like it, and then if they do, then just add it into your budget, your list. So those are just a few things that I do with families that have limited resources, or if the income is limited. I work with them to come up with a menu plan for the week or the month to show them how to balance out and make sure that they have a nutritional meal for themselves and the family. So if you have any questions about recipes or anything, you can call me here at the extension office at 270-765-4121, extension 118. And I have plenty of budget-friendly recipes, handouts, and different things that can be helpful during this COVID season.
All right, so while the noodles are getting good and ready to be absorbed, we went ahead and this here is an email. You could email Donna Probst at Cecilia Valley at the following email, or myself down here, if you had any questions or comments. This is our first dinner table project. We will be expanding this to hopefully include our high school and middle school students. I know when we set out the registration for this program, we had several families willing to come here and be filmed preparing and cooking their meal. It will be done very similar to this. On an evening, we may have 3 families. As you can see, this new extension building has 5 kitchen areas and enough space for us to be within the COVID guidelines. We also have a collaboration with other partners. Ms. Clark mentioned CommuniCares Regional Prevention Center. They're the ones that were able to get the boxes for us that Group B students received today and Group A students will receive tomorrow. And that is the box, as she said, to put the cell phones in. You can do this every night of the week, or you can just do it on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, however you want to do this as a family. We just want you to be able to do this at least once a week. For our high school, we are looking at having families that would like to have the recipes prepared and cooked here at the extension office, but didn't feel comfortable with maybe having their own family filmed. We're hoping to get high school students involved to come here and prepare their recipe. And of course, the family will get credit for this, and we can send this out. All of these meals will be archived, so you can tap into them at any time. This whole session will be archived. So I know Marcia Butterworth with Soil Conservation. She's going to be making a fruit salad. No, a taco salad. She's decided to do a taco salad. I think in 2 weeks. Next week, Cecilia Valley has individuals that are going to come out here and do white chili. So that's exciting. And like I said, please comment, questions or anything. Ms. Donna and myself will be there to help. Also, if you're a family that struggles with some of the ingredients, email us or call us. We will get them for you and to you. And we're just excited, really excited to have this program.
And like Shira said too, if you need ingredients for any of the upcoming events, please reach out to your FRC. We actually have quite a bit of spaghetti ingredients. So even if you want to do this recipe another night this week, we can certainly hook you up with some
garlic
noodles.
powder. We have garlic powder.
We even have garlic powder. Yes. So we can get you everything you need to make this meal this week. If that's something you're interested in doing, just make sure you reach out to your Family Resource Center coordinator. We hope that you guys have enjoyed watching tonight and participating. And again, all these will be archived on the website that we emailed out to the participants, and we'll put that again on our school's Facebook sites for Cecilia Valley and Lakewood. And again, these are not just our schools participating. Anybody can watch and cook with us at any time. But thanks again for watching. Thanks to Cheris and Donna. Come over here, Donna, where they can see you.
Yeah.
Have to stand over here in the video. There she is. For helping coordinate this, and all of our sponsors, the Cooperative Extension Office here for hosting us tonight, Communicare for providing materials, and our reading interventionist, Ms. Shannon Edlin, for coming out and reading those awesome poems with the kids and being my sous chef this evening. Really appreciate her participation as well. And just want to hope everybody has a good night and stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.